Hello, Ama.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good too.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Um, what's there to say? I'm Ama Sackey. I'm from Takrady, currently based in Accra, and I'm a visual artist.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. How do you know you're called Nanama? I thought you called Ama. Okay, that makes sense.
Nanama.
Yeah, Nanama. Okay, Ama, how did you get into arts?
Well. I think throughout school, I've always had a thing for art. So that was where I started. It was through SHS I pursued visual art, and then tertiary I had painting. So
Okay.
I think through passion and school.
Yeah.
Right.
Upon all the things, why did you decide art was the thing you were going to pursue? Especially looking at in quotes, the type of environment we come in and how it's not necessarily the norm that people ascribe to in that sense, because we know we come from a society where people don't understand the value of art, number one, and the importance of it, or even the potential it has. You get me in that sense, right? And it's not entirely encouraged by our let's say our parents or our caretakers, and even the society that matters in that sense, right? So why did you decide to pursue that?
Okay, so first of all, I'm lucky that my parents are not the type that impose stuff on you.
That's good.
They give you the freedom to pursue whatever that you want to pursue. Because I believe from that you can wholeheartedly do it because that's what you want to do. And also I think it was before I entered tertiary, looking at myself, I knew that was what I would like to do for at least a very long time.
Foreseeable future.
Yeah. So it was through passion before I entered tertiary, and then everything started there.
Okay, that's good. So, as an artist, what are your inspirations? Where do you get inspirations from? Because I've seen your works and they're really good. Like,
thank you.
Quality wise, it's amazing. You can talk about the technique. It's I like looking at techniques in terms of watching paintings and other things. Right, you have an amazing technique. I'm not going to lie, and even your concept of the way you use the elongated necks and the blue to make a certain statement, and even the highlighting of the eyes. You can tell the story with the eyes. You can tell whether the person is sad, the person is this. How did this come into being? Was it because I know some artists who have happy accidents and it makes sense. You're trying to do something and you do it and it was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Or was it an intentional thing to be able to like, okay, this is the type of idea I want to portray on my artworks, and this is what I'm going to do. So, number one, what inspired your type of work, and how did you get there?
I would say the type of person that I am. I'm very emotional. Let's start there.
Yeah.
And I also take inspirations from the people around me.
Yeah.
The things that I have experienced and also what's going on in our era.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So how I found out that, this is what, it was, like I said, when I entered tertiary, there was this moment that everybody had to search for what they would do, like art. So if it is material arts, painting, you have to find your style. So back in school, I suffered with painting. I had a challenge painting the human figure and the skin tone. So yeah, I had that challenge and it was not easy at all because the course that I was doing required me to, learn how to paint the humans. Yeah, at least the skin tone, the form. So that was a challenge. And that time I went through a lot because like you're starting everything from and I had nobody teaching me that. Yeah. So that time that was supposed to find what we're doing, everybody was doing it. material art, painting. They were good at it. And I thought to myself, so what do I want to do? And I had this love for painting. I really wanted to know how to paint, at least the skin tone, I should be able to get it. So it was just a regular day, a random day. And I was on this assignment. I was supposed to paint something like that. And in school, they teach you to block the figure before you add the actual paint.
Yeah.
So, in all the colors that I had, I was like, okay, so which color would I use to block this? So I chose blue. So if you look at my works before, they are all blue figures.
Yeah.
And before that, I was doing abstract works for rooms and all that because I was scared to paint a figure.
Yeah.
So that was how everything started. I started with the all blue figures. So as I was working on that particular piece, I saw that no, this is going like even better, like better than I thought. So I stuck to the blue. I didn't add the browns and all that. So that was how everything started. And gradually I wanted to learn how to paint the skin tone still. So I wasn't going to stop at the blue.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to take my time with it. And then, luckily, the blue, how I was rendering the blue was teaching me how to do the browns. So that was how come everything started. And I didn't want to leave the blue out of it. So I added it. I made it stay. I didn't leave the blue out of my figures.
So that's how you found your voice as an artist, your style. In that sense.
And also during the blue period, I was told to research more about the material that I'm using, why I'm using the blue, they will teach you in school.
Yeah, of course.
So that was when I chanced upon Pablo Picasso's blue period.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So I compared it with the emotions and things that I was going through at that particular time. And it's kind of had some similarities.
In that sense.
I was like, no, this is good. So I found solace in that and I kept on because when I started the blue figures, my school, my lecturers were not really okay with it.
They're very conventional people. You have to do it in a certain way.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. So I was not really motivated when I was in school, when I was doing the blue period. So when I found out about Pablo Picasso's blue period, I was like, okay, this is something. So that motivated me.
That justified. I was like, even this big artist.
Exactly. And his stories behind the blue period was just so good.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I take inspirations from myself, things that had happened, in my life.
It looks like you push boundaries a lot because doing something like this, that means you needed to go opposite of what the norm was saying in that sense, looking at the fact that you were saying that you're supposed to, paint the skin tone in a certain way. And you found solace in the fact that if you use blue, it made sense for you. And your people are like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
But eventually, you found meaning and, you stuck to it. And here we are today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What has been some of the few highlights as an artist? As you began your journey as an artist, can you mention a few of the highlights you've had as an artist?
In context, what?
In context of your career, in terms of you can talk about either your exhibitions, your exposure, your the way your art touched people. There are certain stories, where you can hear okay. This is nice, in that sense, as an artist, it gets you that motivation to even keep on going on,
Yeah, I would say the people that I met, when I started the art, really helped me, and also the community that I found myself in, and the support from people in the exhibitions as well.
Yeah.
Yes, and the comments from other people like, this is really good.
You go.
I resonate with what you're doing, all those comments.
That's good. That's good. Because, I think the first few times I saw your artwork, I was like, whoa. Like, Paul will attest to the fact. Like we saw the art fair, it was like, this is amazing. Like, and the fact that it looks like you don't compromise with your quality or your technicality in that sense, right? Because you make it looks like everything is intentional. Every stroke looks very like it looks like you mastered your stroke game, your mixture of colors, your even the heaviness of it in terms of you painting, in terms of you even adding a certain highlight to a certain piece to make sure that, okay, this is what the piece is talking about. Be it a small work or a big work, you make sure like your work is perfect.
Yeah.
You get me? In that sense. How do you know that your artwork is done?
Well, personally, I don't think any artwork is done.
It's done, huh?
Unless the artist chooses or says it's done.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you, the artist. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think any of my works are actually done.
You just be like, okay, let me leave it for now.
Yes. Exactly. Yes. Because if you're an artist, you're also a perfectionist.
Oh, exactly.
So if you don't allow yourself to stop, you're just going to.
Yeah. I think I told one guy the other time that I do something and I know it's done. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah, and no look
at it. I said, look, yeah, okay, this is done. Because if you can spend, it doesn't matter how simple, how complicated it is. You can spend a lot of time on one particular art piece because you feel as if it's not going a certain way, but it might be all in your head at the end of the day. Because I realized that the more you overthink and the more you try to chase perfection, the more you become very what do you call it? Unhappy in the process of even painting. The freer you are, the more you can express yourself on whatever platform you have to create your artwork.
Yeah, that's right.
And I found solace in that. It's like, okay, cool. Let me relax and just do this. Because if I'm overthinking it, I'm trying to chase a certain level of perfection that I don't think I will ever get to. Because I feel as if perfection it's more like an everlasting chase. You'll never get it.
Yes.
Or the best you can do is just get close to it.
Exactly.
And we don't know when to stop in that sense. We just have to, trust ourselves to enjoy the process and get to a point where we're like, okay, this is enough.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyway. So my next question is, what do you think, looking at your art career, right, in the context of being a Ghanaian artist, right? What kind of aspirations do you have?
Few.
Yeah.
Yes. In the context of where I see myself.
Exactly, and all that.
Yes, I believe I am a work in progress, and the point that I want to reach, I'm still working towards that.
Yeah.
I'm looking to do more residencies, exhibitions this year. I have a few ones coming up. So.
Okay.
Yes, so I want to reach a greater part.
You want to reach a greater part?
Yeah, in the industry.
In the industry, right?
That's what I hope.
What do you think about the industry?
This industry.
As well?
This industry.
This industry, yeah, this Ghanaian industry.
I think I love it.
Yeah.
So far. I think artists just have to know whom to talk to, know what they are doing, the rules and regulations. And also it's important to talk to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very, very important.
It's very important. Even if the person is not a mentor, and then you can ask questions that will guide you through stuff. I think you do have to. And also more research, Yes, I think the industry is great. You just have to know what to do at a time.
Yeah. If you have an ideal, let's say, people say this is my ideal car, my ideal this. What would be an ideal industry for you? What should it be like?
No biases.
Okay.
And also support more female artists.
That's very important.
In Ghana.
That's very important.
Especially. And also make some opportunities, easy to access.
Easy to access. In that sense.
Yes, I think we all deserve a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so more opportunities, more support, and
More
institutions.
galleries.
Yes, galleries, institutions that can put Ghana arts, Ghanaian arts on that level.
Okay.
Promote.
Yeah, that makes sense. That really makes sense. You mentioned more support for female artists.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we do need that because in terms of the proportion of male to female artists, I think we need more female artists in that sense, right? And there's actually amazing female artists out there. That's the point.
Exactly.
There are amazing female artists out there, which they are amazing, and I want to see more of them outside. In the sense that they are actually putting themselves, even the country, on the map. You get me? Because we see the other ones, but I won't see the female ones to doing that too as well.
Yeah, and I spoke about this with somebody, and the person was talking about how these females grow and then they want to give birth and then they stop arts and all that. But at this moment, at this time, they are still doing art.
Exactly.
So they need the support they can get.
Yeah.
If you are thinking about tomorrow, we should focus on now what they are doing.
And I think also that part of they want to give birth and everything, I think is a very, it boils down to the fact that there's no type of support system for them to be able to transition from that point of, let's say, starting a family. That, at least I know that either a gallery or my partner or whatever has my back to be able to continue my career in that sense, right? Because it cuts across certain industries as well. It's not just only the arts. There's no a transition stage. That's help in the transition stage, because clearly you're now responsible for another person and all that type of thing, starting a family, all that type of thing, and be able to even continue your career. And it's even more difficult as an artist in that sense, right? Bear in mind that it's still a growing industry. Potentially, it's very, the potentials are amazing in terms of if you talk about monetary potential, and talk about the level of expansion we can do, and level of even the artists that are coming out these days.
They are awesome. Like,
I'm always. It's like you have to stay on your toes every time. Every time you see, and I was like, where are these people from? Yeah, we have amazing artists coming up. We need to have more institutions, as you said, galleries and everything that can actually hold these people up in that sense, right?
When I see such stuff, that is when I say, no, the industry is doing well, because if more people are motivated to do what we're doing, then maybe it's good.
We are heading towards the right direction, of course, in that sense, right? Of course, in that sense.
It might not be like before, but nothing is perfect.
Oh, it's never perfect.
Yeah. So
it's never perfect. Have you been? This is a very interesting. Have you been a victim of the supposed unpopular exploitations of artists in the country?
Oh, not yet.
Not yet. We thank God. We thank God. Don't say not yet. Like you're expecting it to happen.
I'm not expecting it to, but you know that anything can happen at any time.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah, so I try to be in that direction. Not yet, because nobody knows tomorrow. But I don't.
What do you do? What do you do to stop that? Do you have your ways? Because it can be, because I'm sure you've had instances where people have given you contracts, where you've read contracts, you're like, okay, this is not something that will be beneficial for me and all that, in that sense. And how because sometimes I know artists who get desperate enough and they think that, okay, Charlie, I don't have anything in my pocket, so what's the worst that can happen? Let me sign this. They said it's going to give me this amount, and it gets too late and they realize that, they signed a very, very wrong contract in that sense. What stops you from doing that?
You see, before what I was talking about, I was like, make sure you get somebody that has your back.
Support you in that sense, right?
That tells you everything, guides you and all that. So one thing I would say is the terms and conditions you give these people. Yeah. I mean, it can be breached.
Of course.
But if there are ways that you can handle such stuff, I think you should, because if you let it go the first time, it is going to happen. The last time the contract, she didn't even, so it's okay, we can do it again. You see, so all these terms and conditions are necessary, not because You want to,
you need to stick to your ground. That's one thing I also like about you.
Yes.
You stick to your guns in that sense.
But
Right?
it can't be like that always. But you try as much as possible to let it work.
Try as much as possible in that sense. And this one is very important in terms of the what would you call it? The monetary aspect of art. People tend not to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's a very, very important thing, right? How do you make sure you're not being exploited in terms of your value of your artwork? Because some people are equally exploited based on, again, the fact that they are hungry. Charlie, I don't get money. How you go do one? I be paying this guy. Say, this artwork is 10,000. This guy come and tell you, I'll give you 1,000. What do you have a threshold to? Okay, this is no. I'm not going farther to this in that sense because I know that this is my, because I know ideally, right?
Yeah.
For you to price your artwork according to the supposed way, is like you include the cost of your materials, your time, and what do you call it? The time, and what else? Is it the internal value of your artwork? One of these three, right? To add them and make price your artworks. At what point do you say, okay, enough is enough? Let's say if your artwork is 10,000. What will be what's your conviction? What will be the last you can go for? Or it depends.
When somebody buys your work, this is what I know.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody buys your work, that work doesn't end there. It might get to somewhere that might even come back to you and give you more opportunities. Mm-hmm. So I also think about that.
And you look at the person first before you sell the artwork.
I believe that doesn't bring my value down.
Of course.
You see, so
if it's in that point where it's more like a strategic investment into your future, then it's a smart thing to do.
I think when you're starting something, it is important to make such, decisions, but not too much, because then you end up being exploited. You see.
Yeah.
So it depends on whom you're selling this artwork.
True. What would you say gives you satisfaction in terms of you either selling your artwork or somebody who understands your artwork? Let's say someone goes to the gallery and they see your artwork and they feel so touched by your artwork. Let's say the person doesn't even buy your artwork, right? And they come and like, oh my God, I was going through a certain moment and your artwork literally just touched me in that sense, right? And someone buys your artwork. I know there are two different, things in that. But as an artist, what gets you going in that sense? Especially because clearly you're giving something to the world in that sense, right? So how does what keeps you going? What motivates you to keep on doing more artworks in that sense?
The comment is very important.
Yeah.
Because that's the message I'm trying to send.
Exactly.
For people to resonate with the piece.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I leave my pieces open because I have my own explanation. Exactly. You need to, as you're looking at the piece, what is it telling you?
Yeah.
So the comment is very important. And the person that bought it to might be something.
Exactly. They're motivated to buy it as well.
Great. Yeah. So I think it's the comment and the reason why they are. Yeah.
Because I've had the privilege to exhibit your work several times, and it never, without a fail, everybody comes and be like, "Whoa, this is a beautiful artwork. Who's that? Who's the artist? Who's the artist? Who's this? Who's that?" And they look at the artwork and they're touched by it almost all the time. I was like, "Yeah, you have something special." I'm not going to lie, because there's always a comment or two, and there's always somebody who it always attracts people. The attraction, because you realize. I don't think there's anybody doing what you're doing in the art scene at the moment, right?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I've not seen it yet. In that sense, where people are doing whatever they're doing, in terms of your technique, in terms of how you contort and even shape the human body, in terms of the neck, even the eyes. How do you come up with the eyes anyway?
The eyes. I think when I started school, right, I met someone special that was taking me through He wasn't in my school, but he knew much more about the rendering of the human skin. And then what we started with was the eyes. Aside that, I think the eyes are the like windows to the soul.
Clearly, so you captivate that a lot. I like that.
So, however somebody is feeling, the eyes can never lie.
It can never lie.
So true. That's one thing that I focused on. Aside the fact that the one that I met, we started with the eyes.
Exactly.
Because see, even when you have a flat surface and then the eyes are like in a form, the image comes to light.
Yeah, true.
You see emotions in the image. Yeah, so that was how come. And the skin, how I came about, I said it before, yes.
But I mean, your eyes. Anyway, everything about your artwork is amazing in that sense, right? What would you like the future to be for you in terms of you as an artist, right? And you being a part of the art industry, right? Be it in Ghana and clearly in a broader picture of the world in that sense. What do you want your ideal future to be as an artist?
Right. I hope to still pursue arts, even if still I'm not in Ghana, I have a family. And I know for a fact, because of the passion I have for art, I would still want to pursue arts. And then also be on a level that I can help those coming up. Because I am coming up and I know how the thing is, the struggles and all that. If you don't have anybody, you don't have any information on stuff.
Exactly.
So yes, that is the position that I would.
That's good. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best in your career.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.